What's up, guys? My name is Mike, better known on YouTube as Keeko, and we are about to head off to Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals in Chicago, Illinois. I had a few days of work I had to go through first, get the work out of the way, and then we took off, headed to Chicago. I'm going to be traveling with three friends, a buddy of mine called Irish, another friend named Aaron, and a friend named Kaylin. You know, I didn't get to sleep at all the entire way. I was up the entire time, making sure the guys knew where they were going. It was nice to get to hang out with everybody, though. I didn't want to waste the day away and sleep the whole time going up there. So it was nice getting to hang out with my friends that I haven't got to see in a while.
I was talking about hanging with him, but he slept the whole fucking way. He had his feet on top of the driver's seat, pretty much on my shoulders, snoring. I drove 90% of the 12 hours on the way up here. I look over my shoulder and he is passed the fuck out.
So after a long drive, all of a sudden we get stuck in traffic.
Because the rest of us were sleepwalking, drove.
Finally, we were able to get on our way and the traffic opened up and we finally started seeing signs for Chicago. One thing we're not really expecting is all the beach that we're seeing. We didn't think about the fact that we'd be right on the edge of Lake Michigan in downtown Chicago. So we're seeing girls everywhere, lake everywhere, beautiful water, beaches, and the women. So we finally get to downtown and we find the Navy Pier. Now the Navy Pier is very famous and it has a giant Ferris wheel, lots of things to do, places to eat, and this is actually where the convention is being held. It took us forever to walk to the place because we had to park miles away on the Friday before the event to go to pre-registration. So we walked and we walked and we walked. It took us forever. The pier was beautiful though. It was awesome. Lots and lots of stuff to see, but man, I just wish we could hurry up and find the event. We finally start seeing the signs for the Yu-Gi-Oh! WCQ. Place is already packed. People are registering everywhere, getting their deck list ready, trading, saying hi to friends. And the first thing I try to do is find one of my favorite YouTube friends, SlimXTeamSymmetry. First time I ever met Slim was last year at Nationals, and we've been friends ever since. He's been a great guy, and of course he was the first person I wanted to find when we got to Chicago. Of course, knowing Vexcus4666 was a couple of hours behind us and wouldn't be there for a little while.
So I first met Keeko at Nationals last year. God, it's actually been like a whole year as I've known him. You know, we've just been doing deck profiles ever since. You know, hustle and bustle, literally, just like having to bring the players in and outside of the event, having to, you know, just do the nice recordings. You know, hope that they would, you know, give us the time of day to actually put their profiles up on YouTube. And you know, it's really cool because you get to know the player a little bit, and in the end, usually end up making a friend out of it. So I think it's really cool. And Keeko and I are like family, so it's a really great feeling. You know, when you can meet someone, you know, just through something that you both do. It's kind of like a hobby that you do, and you just make really lifelong friends out of that. So I think it's pretty cool.
After finding Slim and Robbie Cole and Dark World Mofo and Vexicus4666 eventually, a ton of us piled in and we started walking down the Navy Pier. We were going to go grab a bite to eat as a big YouTube group. We had fans following us. We had a huge group of people and it was really awesome. We got to really explore downtown, see all the sights, see all the buildings, and eventually we found our way to Giordano's. Giordano's is a famous pizza place in downtown Chicago. The only problem was it was Friday night. We had a party of like 40 and we weren't going to get in and we weren't getting into the pizza place across the street. So we made our way to the TGI Fridays. Here we did have to break up into some different groups, into some smaller groups because we couldn't get a big enough table. But that was all right. We were going to see everybody at a later date for dinner and it was really cool just getting to catch up with all the people that we did see. So we sat down and hung out, ate, got some drinks and everything. We kicked the nightlife for a while. We were partying it up, seeing everything there was to see, and just having a good time. What hit us, but getting up this morning was rough. We were groggy. I know the drive was just a really long drive and it took us forever to really get our boundaries. We were just kind of walking around in a daze for a while until we finally woke up and got on the road for day one of the Nationals event. And of course when we get there it's totally packed, people everywhere, people doing their last minute stuff. There's duels going on from GOAT format, there's duels going on from Glad format, there's current duels going on right now and people are actually getting pretty intense.
I got too much fire going on, bitch. Too much fire going on, man. Yo, I got light and darkness dragon, dog. What you mean? You know I'm going for that. What type of time you on, cuz? What type of time you on, cuz? You know I'm gonna do my thing.
And all the big names were out for this event. We had Tyree Tinsley, we had Stefan Bazell, we had Billy Brake, Joji Orlando, Jarrell Pro Winston. So once day one started, of course, like I predicted, a lot of the big names were slowly but surely moving up to the top tables. The decks were everywhere. We had Elemental Dragons, we had Evil Swarms, we had people playing Prophecy, we had people playing things like Anti-Meta. We saw things that we didn't really expect to see at all. But you did see a lot of Dragons, Prophecy, and Evil Swarm running around.
I've seen Spellbooks lose, I've seen Dragons lose, I've seen Evil Swarm lose, I've seen all of them win. There's not really been a person that's come to me with their dominant deck saying this hasn't lost and it's been so easy so far. Every single match that I've seen, Psyblocker has been in it. Every single Dragon match, Psyblocker has been down, and usually once they throw it down, they can pretty much go for game. I have not seen Skill Drain yet. I've seen Decree, I've seen Psyblocker, but I've not seen Skill Drain. I'm prepared for it. I've got a lot of hate for those cards, so they can't just leave their big-ass dragons on the field, but I have not seen Skill Drain yet. It's the point where I want to play the Ultimate Pegasus Challenge at 3, which is only an hour and a half from now, but at the same time, I'm undefeated at Nationals. If I can keep going undefeated, I'm going to keep going undefeated. If I go X3, then I'll drop and play Battle Pack for the rest of the time.
Now the Ultimate Pegasus Challenge that Kaylin is talking about is a tournament setup where you have people at the tables and you play multiple rounds of Swiss, as many matches as you can. The voice actor that played Pegasus was here at this event, and what he would do is he would call out different instructions that would completely change the duel, such as flip your deck upside down and play with your hands face up. It could have been anything that Pegasus wanted. One thing that was cool was at one point he actually said to just take 500 points of damage for each spell card in your hand. And what was funny was that the judge actually had to grab the microphone and clarify that you could not chain to the event of Pegasus announcing a new rule.
For those players playing the Ultimate Pegasus Challenge, once Pegasus declares a new rule, we may not change that event. I told you!
And as I'm over at the Pegasus Challenge watching, all of a sudden I see some action going on and my friends Terry and Courtney run by. Now they're friends back from Oklahoma and I see them running, so I just took off with the camera to keep up and see what I could find out what was going on.
Well, we agreed to not press charges if he was given all of his cards, so he gave us all of his cards, but not for some charges. And I got my deck back. I'm still missing 2 Dracos and 2 big guys.
It turned out that a guy had stolen Terry's deck, which was a fully loaded Prophecy deck, and he had taken off with it, and they had been attempting to track him down. In the end, the judges did great about being able to contact the police. The guy was actually put in handcuffs and put in the back of the patrol car. You know, they didn't want to put him in jail and have to come back up to testify later since we're not from here. And the kid was able to walk free. It ended as peacefully as it could. It just sucked that something like that happened. But luckily it worked out pretty much for everybody. So after all the drama, I wanted to just go see my friends and hang out. And so I went over and found a bunch of the YouTubers, and we decided to go have a token made. This is the token that we had made, and it's me, Robbie Cole, Vexicus4666, Pro Winston, my friend General PDW, SlimXTeamSymmetry, which was absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite things I've ever gotten at an event, and I was stoked that we were able to get together to make this token. So after that, we autographed some of the tokens for some people, and we're just deciding, you know what, guys, tonight, we're just going to go back to the hotel and hang out, order some deep dish pizza, play test, and just get in bed early. But before we get done, we walk outside onto the pier, and they announced that they were going to have fireworks. So today is day 2. Everybody's getting ready. They've got their decks ready. The people who have advanced to day 2. A lot of big name players were in the top still. Billy Brake was hanging on, as well as Fraser Smith. All of a sudden, we started hearing about a Madolche player making the top 32. His name was Alexander Thomas, and he's been known for running Madolches for quite a while. He was running a lot of tech choices, and he was kind enough to give us an interview.
I don't know what the deck does. I don't think a lot of people know what the deck does, but clearly it can beat spellbooks, and it can beat dragons, and it can beat Evil Sworn. So I mean, it has to be really good.
One thing that was really cool about this event was the voice actors that played Pegasus and Kaiba from the original show were at the event. It was really neat. They did a scripted duel. A lot of people have it on their channels. I couldn't quite film that, but it was really awesome. It was cool to see. They were signing autographs everywhere. It was really cool, and it's always awesome to have a voice actor at one of these events. And, you know, Slim was over there all gaga for them. You know, he loves him some Pegasus and Kaiba. See, I've got his hat. He got it autographed. Slim's a fanboy. So as we started off, you know, getting ready to watch the finals, I was getting really excited. And people don't realize behind the scenes, I'm always on Facebook. I'm making videos, and I am up there making sure that you guys know what is going on, so that you can be up to date with everything. And I was all over Facebook, showing everybody all the big plays that I could. And I was just constantly going, especially between my iPad and my computer and my phone, just going nuts on the whole thing. While the finals are going on, everybody is sitting around watching, which looks really cool. If you guys have never been there to see this, it's really awesome. Everybody gathers around the screen and watches as the top 2 battle it out to see who's going to be the Nationals champion. Now, as you guys can hear, there were a bunch of oohs and ahs going on, people really getting into the game, which is so much fun to see. And I was all over the place typing in things on my iPad and my computer to make sure I was bringing you guys the most updated coverage on Facebook and Instagram. We did go into a game 3, and after a while, Patrick Hoban was finally able to come out and bring out Big Eye. At this point, everybody gets really excited. The opponent changed compulsory evacuation device, to which the Patrick Hoban chained Eradicator epidemic virus, and everybody went nuts. And it wasn't shortly after that that they handed out the handshake, and we had our national champion.
And now, let me introduce your winner. representing North America at the World Championship and taking first place at the North American World Championship qualifier, Mr. Patrick Hoban.
And after Hoban won, it came down to a bunch of empty chairs in an empty hall, and we all knew it was time to leave as they ushered us out into the hallway. Getting ready to say bye to your friends is difficult. I love all my friends, Cordero and Slim and WK Dad, Asian Persuasion, everybody, including my man Paul Cooper.
What up, YouTube? Paul Cooper here, my homeboy Keeko25. We had a good time, amazing weekend. Got turned up, did well.
Alright, so Paul, EV's a bad card, huh?
Elemental Dragons this weekend, and I told Mike, I thought EV was a bad card, but it just won him the national, so.
He wasn't pro, so he had to go. We'll see y'all.
Happy Dragon.
So as it came down to this, my brother Slim and I were saying goodbye. You know, I know I'm going to miss him and Vexicus4666, all my good friends here. And, you know, we started talking about it. 2,000 people came down to one person winning, Patrick Hoban, going to be our North American representative at Worlds. And I am going to be going to Worlds, which I'm excited for, but it can't get here fast enough. I'm sad to head back home, but I know I've got my friends, and I'll be seeing them real soon.
The event was, it was awesome. Hell no, that shit was gay. I got rule sharked. I got cheated out of my points. It was some bullshit. I spent far too much money, but I don't give a shit. These niggas kissing beside me. It's some bullshit. Where's my kiss? Come here, Slim. Even think about Chicago. Have you seen these women? Have I seen? Oh man.